Just want to say thank you to everyone in attendance for tonight's special meeting. Just a caveat, I respectfully requested that the representatives of the Cooley Frac Sand Mine and Carbo Ceramics not attend this meeting this evening. My intent was that to allow the residents to express their concerns to the appointees of the committee and also to the board freely and openly. They politely obliged with that and they understood. Once again, so tonight's meeting is a special information meeting where we will attempt to establish a ad hoc committee as was approved at the last month's meeting. A committee, an ad hoc committee of 5 members, true representation of the township. And I had sent out a email to the Wisconsin Towns Association in order to get some determination on eligibility of representation. The Wisconsin Towns Association's determination on August 10th of 2018. There is no requirement that appointments for committees are town residents. One that owns land near the site in question would have to abstain from serving due to conflict under state statutes 19.59. That being said, committees, if appointed, are advisory only. It is not possible for a chair-appointed committee to be delegated any of the governing body's legal authority. It was not the governing body that created the committee or assigned its duties. That being said, once again, if we have the selection committee, it will be chairman's appointment. And that being said, I had a number of people that were interested in being on the committee. And unfortunately, a number of those members are adjacent landowners or right directly to it. That being said, yes.
Is there any way then that the people who are close to the mine site, who are so affected by it, is there any way that we can have input?
Yes, through the variance and zoning hearings. Carbo Ceramics and Cooley Frac Sand have applied for a conditional use permit. They've established the time frame or the parameters that they would like to have. Whether we have established a committee, an ad hoc committee, we still, as a town, must hold the zoning ordinance, the variance hearings, public hearings, and then it'd be for the zoning committee, and it needs to be brought to the board. So, public definitely will have their day, absolutely, and that is why, by establishing the committee, we can possibly not eliminate, but get a more round determination on the factors of this. Yes?
Is it okay to ask a question right now? I don't
Yes.
know. Now, is it even any kind of an option for the community to reject this mine? Or are we just putting parameters on the fact we're going to be here?
To reject the mine, Wisconsin 2017 Act 67 really hit in the frac mine and all general use. Act 67 codified existing standards, it established case laws governing conditional use. And it states, towns are required to grant conditional use permit if an applicant meets or agrees to all of the requirements and conditions specified in the town ordinance. Conditions on request must be capable of being assessed on the basis of substantial evidence, factual, other than personal preference or speculation. Conditions and requirements for refusal must be reasonable and to the extent measurable. So, That being said, I'm going to be the most hated person in this township. But I feel that I need to say it. We are fortunate that we have zoning in this township. We can set parameters for operations that request conditional use permits.
Question, I'm just curious, who holds their feet to the fire on some of these laws? I mean, I've been on the internet and I've been researching a lot about the fracking, what's been going on and stuff, and I agree with a lot of these people here. They're being pretty open-minded about saying what they think it's gonna be beneficial. What about the kids in this community that we have? You have young kids on Highway V. I mean, there's one on the corner of V and 10. They have 2 little kids that get on school buses. They say they're not gonna run during certain hours, but when I've been doing researching, they run all the time. And we're gonna have busy people. I mean, that V is gonna be terrible. I'm concerned about a lot of things. Kids, health issues. I have lung issues. I've heard about water situations. Just curious as who watches exactly and how close they watch, what they do.
Like I've stated, state, DNR. So they're regulated. They are regulated. Watching, I can't attest to that. They must follow regulations. If they don't, their permit gets pulled.
Okay.
So, Mr. Nelson, 2 more questions, and then we'll...
Hi, I'm Eric Nelson, and at the Lindsay picnic, we collected comments and concerns from citizens who showed up. And so I took time to type them out, and I'd like to read you just a little bit of what was said. There's over 5 pages of these for the people who have been selected to be the ad hoc committee. So to give you an idea of just some of the things the people came up with. And they all go to the numbers that address like your zoning ordinance. So that'll give you, we want to make it to be helpful so the board can make decisions from this information. So one of the things was to add visual screening on the southwest side to continue from where it is to the proposed current driveway that Cooley Frack had. Other screening to continue as delineated by the conditional use permit. So this gives you a little insight on what is on here. I'll continue with just a couple more because water is a big concern from what I heard today. The operation Cooley Frack or whoever is working there must be bonded for well damage 1.5 miles from the mine's boundaries for 15 years after reclamation. These are specific measurable goals. Operation shall pay for independent testing of private and public wells within 1 mile of the mine's boundary, including the school forest where all the students from the Marshfield school system go multiple times during the year. Off-site water tests shall be conducted by an independent private water testing company. The company is to be selected by the homeowner, testing to occur within 30 days of the homeowner's request. Operation provides all water immediately if a private well is no longer safe or providing adequate quantity, not as water bottles, but as a new well paid for by the operator for the homeowner. Because if you don't have a well, if you don't have safe water, you have nothing. Wells shall be tested 2 times a year for 15 years after final reclamation. Then once each year thereafter with costs incurred picked up by the mine operator or water bond fund created by the mine. No high capacity well shall be used on the property. And finally, underwater, no mining shall occur under the current as of 2018 water table or extracting of water below the water table, because we're all on this wonderful sand. It's apparently very important sand, but it is under our homes. So we have deep concern about this. So thank you for addressing me, and I'll be here to explain anything to any of the people who have volunteered or anybody in general. So thank you, citizens of Town of Rock.
What I would tell them prior to or after, I prepared a statement that I did not read tonight, and I would tell them, truthfully, I toured the mine site 2 weeks ago. I was very surprised and impressed at what I saw. The noise levels were nowhere near what I had anticipated. Workers were wearing hard hats and high visibility yellow. No ear protection is necessary in that mine, in that quarry site. No respirators. And these are the people that are working in it every day. I was truly, truly amazed. I was able to stand right next to the machinery and hold a conversation. The residents, I feel, will be truly amazed and possibly have a change. Some for the good, some for the bad. But I feel that as a township, we need to send these residents down. Anyone that wants to go, residents that would like to go down and tour it, to get a first-hand look, because that's the only way they'll be able to make an informed decision in this situation.